Right, 21 October 2025, and today I'm excited to be giving you the morning update and trending news. So today we've got a lot to cover, so we have to move very, very fast. And I want you guys to get as much value as possible from this morning stream, because this is the biggest stream in Zimbabwe and in Africa. So let's look at what is going to be happening today, and then we'll look at what is going to happen tomorrow. So today is one of the biggest days. The Parliament of Zimbabwe is expected to open, and for the first time, we're going to see ED 2030 being introduced. I expect ED 2030 to be introduced today at the Parliament of Zimbabwe. So this is a very important day. Let's see what happens. I'm not exactly sure of the exact processes that take place, but by Friday, we're going to rectify that situation. So today we are expecting the Parliament of Zimbabwe to have its first day looking at ED 2030. So that is very, very important. And then tomorrow, Chiwenga and Mnangagwa are expected to be together for the first time in public after the passing of the resolution which made it possible for Mnangagwa to go to 2030. There's going to be a National Youth Symposium 2025, and this is going to take place at the Harare Agricultural show. So that symposium is very important because this is the first time where Mnangagwa and Chiwenga will be together outside of the party and after the opening of Parliament. So the outcome of today is also going to fit into tomorrow. And as you are aware, Chiwenga has not yet accepted that resolution. So behind the scenes, there's going to be a lot of fighting about the resolution. So we're expecting a continuation of the fighting between the two men over the resolution. And each side is expected to take some form of action. And I don't know what action Chiwenga is going to take, but these two men are meeting. This symposium is going to last 3 days from the 21st to the 24th. And Mnangagwa is going to address 3,000 young people. There are also going to be 200 organizations attending this function. So very, very important. Let's see what is going to happen. The drama is not going to end. And it's going to be extremely difficult period for Zimbabwe between now and December, leading up to around June 2026. You're going to see one of the most busiest periods in Parliament, with Mnangagwa trying to push to go into a third term or 2030. So tomorrow is very important, but today even more important. Let's see what happens at Parliament. We'll be watching very, very closely. Now, let me run through the news. We've got an interesting development where the first railway trip has taken place. That is between Victoria Falls and Bulawayo. So there are 2 trains that are going to be running. That is Harare and Mutare, and Victoria Falls and Bulawayo. And yesterday, we saw the first train coming from Victoria Falls going to Bulawayo. And unfortunately, I think they are using very old equipment. My understanding is that there is new equipment coming. So as long as the actual tracks are working, this is a good thing, because there's something called standard gauge rail. And standard gauge rail is very good. It allows you to run high-speed rail on the old tracks. So let's see what happens in NRZ. I love NRZ. I love rail. So let's see how it goes. Then there is a very big global development that is taking place. And that is a mysterious object that is flying towards the Earth. So for you guys who are suspicious, there's a mysterious object that is currently flying towards the Earth, and it's been coming since July. So it's arriving on Wednesday, the 29th. So you're going to see that object. That is over here. Let me show you what NASA is showing us. So this object is called 3L Atlas 1. It's currently traveling towards Earth, and it's going to arrive closest to the Earth. It's not yet going to be on Earth. I think about 2 million kilometers from Earth on the 29th. So watch out for that. And to make sure that we add even more drama, yesterday, almost all the systems of all the biggest companies around the globe have been down. So they crashed. So all the companies that are on AWS, Amazon, crashed yesterday. They were unavailable. Some of the biggest companies that you know were unavailable because the AWS system was down. So if you are watching, you could have seen that these systems are down. And then let's go to Zambia. In Zambia, there's been even more drama where Zambia Airways has announced that a traveler from Zambia who goes to South Africa is now required to have a return ticket. So if you're coming from Zambia and you're going to South Africa, you're now required to have a return ticket because of the large number of people who are coming from Zambia who are returned on arrival at South Africa. I do not know why they're being returned, but it appears as if Zambians are being returned at the airport. And this letter that you're seeing is from Zambian Airways saying if you are ever going to South Africa, you must have a return ticket. So that is for people who are selling tickets. They must make sure that their people have got return tickets. And then in terms of other stories, Madam Boss and Mama V yesterday were in court. I don't know if Madam Boss was in court, but I know that Mama V, she was on the witness. Okay, he's a guy. He actually wears dresses, but he's a guy. So he's called Admire Takudzwa Mushambi, who performs under the name Mama V, has testified in the Harare Magistrates Court before Magistrate Francis Mapfumo about his involvement in the e-creator scam, which defrauded Zimbabweans of over $1 million. He has said he did not know that it was a scam. He also lost money and he refused to implicate the Chinese guys who are behind the scam. So he says he can't implicate them because he's never seen them. He was called by someone, he didn't see the person who called him. So I don't know if this is going to go anywhere, but it appears as if he has never met the people that were behind e-creator. So we're awaiting Madam Boss around next week if she's going to be on the witness stand to say if she met the people, the two Chinese guys who are being accused of running a scam in Zimbabwe. And then in Rwanda, one of my favorite countries, the president of Senegal has arrived for a state visit. So he was over there, and you can go and check it out on the Presidency of Rwanda website. And I'm not sure if President of Mozambique has gone to Rwanda. What I know is that Rwanda has got a massive operation going on in Mozambique, and I would have expected that the president of Mozambique would go over there. So I don't know if he went there or not, but very, very interesting. And then today is a big day in Malawi. They are appointing their second vice president, Enoch Kazingeni Chihana. This is the son of one of the most popular Malawans, and it's a big day. They're expecting this to be a massive event, coming on top of the new president, Peter Mutharika, declaring free education, free secondary education, and that is coming into effect on the 1st of January 2026. Malawi is doing very, very well. I like the new president, President Peter Mutharika. So I think that is nice. Now let's look at the news. So as I said today, we've got so many things happening, and we want to make sure that we cover everything for you. Then in terms of events, the International Organization of Migration is going to be running a function at Victoria Falls from the 20th. I don't know if the 20th or what, 24th to the 27th of October. So I think they put the date of today, or yesterday is the announcement date. So they're going to be running that function, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with migration in the region. As I said, it's crazy what is happening in our region. Then the Law Society of Zimbabwe has had a charity ball at Bulawayo, so you can go and check it out on their pages. That is the page of the Law Society of Zimbabwe. So you can see that law is doing very well in our country. Then let's go to the newspapers. I'm going to start with the Herald newspaper of Zimbabwe. So the Herald newspaper is one of the biggest newspapers in the country, but most of you guys don't see it because the circulation is so low. So the circulation is becoming so low of the actual physical newspaper. And most of you rely on the free website. And the website is a mess. The website of Zim Papers is a terrible mess. I don't know who is running that thing. It is dropped significantly in quality. If you go there, you can't see anything. I don't know what is the idea behind that. Right. In the Herald, the actual physical Herald is good. At least 120 kilograms of gold worth more than 10 million vanished into a black market less than 2 years under the watch of the mining syndicate that distinguished itself as a legitimate operator in Kwekwe Slobela gold belt. So you can go and check out that gold scheme. And then local authorities, 70 local authorities out of 90 have presented their master plans to Garwe. And let's see what's happening with Nick Mangwana. Nick Mangwana is not going to be permanent secretary for long. Radio coverage in Zimbabwe increased to 81%. I don't know what it means and why it matters. And then let's look at higher technology, science, innovation, technology, development minister, Ambassador Frederick Shava poses for a picture of students going to study in Russia in Harare yesterday. I hope that they're not going to Alabuga, but they're going over there. You can go check it out on the Herald newspaper. Let me see if there's anything else of interest here. Who is this young lady? Miss Mkandla, African Women Wealth Builders Award set for Johannesburg. So is this Zodwa? Let's see what is being said here. I want to look at where they are saying among the 8 distinguished speakers lined up for the 2025 edition are Zimbabwean businesswoman Zodwa Mkandla, Dr. Masha Gabriel, the ambassador of Ethiopia in South Africa, and Mnangagwa, CEO of African Continental Tree Freight Area. That is Zodwa Mkandla over there. She's going to be talking, and I'm not seeing the exact date, on the 8th of November in Johannesburg, South Africa. That is amazing. So go check it out. If you're in Johannesburg, I'll go over there and see her. Then let's look at the markets. I'm going to go into a very big story today. Guys, this is something you've never seen, what I'm going to be talking about today. So let's look at the Zimbabwean market. Then we'll go to the JSE. So Caro said 6 notes to extend VFEX listing bond maturity. So Caro Mining, a subsidiary of South Africa's Platinum Group, Tarisa PLC, is seeking a shareholder approval to extend the maturity of its Victoria Falls Stock Exchange listed bond by 3 years to December to align its financing with project development timelines. So that is amazing. And then let's look at sport. In sport, Dynamos right at the bottom and facing relegation. It's terrible what is happening to Dynamos. But you know that Dynamos cannot be relegated. It's a rule of the league. That Dynamos cannot be relegated. If it gets to this point, Dynamos and Highlanders, they will add a new or 2 more teams. So let's say both Highlanders and Dynamos are about to be relegated. They will add 2 more teams. So that year, there will be 2 extra teams. That is what I've been told. Now, let me give you one of the biggest stories, business stories ever in our region. This has never happened before. In fact, this is the biggest IPO, which is going to happen now. The biggest IPO in our region. So it's going to be happening and it's in process right now. So this is called the Optasia IPO. It's going to be happening at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Optasia is a company that gives loans or airtime loan. So if you're out of airtime at Vodacom or at MTN, This is the company that gives you that airtime. And they are currently going to be listing on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange for 8 billion. So their IPO is 8 billion. What they did is that around the 8th, they started the process with the intention to float announcement. So they issued an intention to float. Then they did a pre-deal investor education. So the amount they had intended to raise with the share price of 15 rands to 19 rands would be approximately 80 billion, and 1.6 billion or around there is money from the public, and then 6 point something billion from existing shareholders. Now, looking at that company, you can see that the management is these guys here. So that is the management of the company. I'm sorry that the letters are so small. And then this is the board. So these are the board of Optasia. And after they're done here, this will be probably the most biggest IPO after. I think that is Steinhoff. We buy cars, and I can't remember the other ones, but this is one of the biggest IPOs in the history of the JSE. So that is going on right now. And on the 28th, we then expect, or somewhere after the 28th, we expect the allocation listing and trading. So you can go and look at the business day. And I think Gavaza has done that story. So Roadshow and Book Build commenced yesterday. And as I said, one of the biggest IPOs in the history of the JSE. So if you understand what I've been saying here, the South African economy is dead. Nothing is happening. Production or manufacturing is dead. Retail, that is where things are happening. But most of the stuff is imported. So there are no SMEs coming up. And what people with money are doing, they are either giving it back to the shareholders or they are dumping it into assets. So they're dumping it into this, they're dumping it into shares, they're putting it on the money market, and there is no production currently taking place in South Africa. The South African economy is going down. I don't like it, but it is going down because the current group of guys who are running the economy, they do not know what they're doing. The South African economy is in the hands of people with no plan. So there's no plan. And that is very unfortunate that the economy of this country, which is so big, is losing. Many companies are closing, especially if you look in the motor sector. It's almost gone. Manufacturing is almost gone. And the currency is being held there, but something is going to happen. I can assure you that it's going to happen. So the Optasia IPO presenting another opportunity for people to have a lot of money. Because when you borrow that airtime, the interest rate is shocking. I'm sure you guys who have borrowed airtime here know what I'm talking about. It's almost like you're going to the, what do you call those, mashonisa? Those guys are mashonisa. Those are the guys who give you airtime. Optasia. Right. And then if you look at H Metro, they're leading with the story of the death of popular guitarist Edgar Ndoro, who died alone at home and was only discovered after a few days when people from church went looking for him. His daughter on the left, according to the H Metro newspaper, has been trying to salvage the last little property that he had after his sisters were burning the property. So you can go check it out in H Metro newspaper. Let's now end with one or two more newspapers. So let's go to, let's try Chronicle. I think we've seen Chronicle. Let's try a South African newspaper. I'm going to try Sowetan because there's a very interesting story inside of the Sowetan. Because, as you know, the police in South Africa are the criminals. And currently they are facing a number of committees or parliamentary investigations. That is the Madlanga Commission. So let's look at what has happened yesterday. It was shocking. The guys had to testify from afar for fear of death. And then let's see, top cop officers, envelopes. So top police involved in the assassination of this guy here, SWAT. And then the the police being involved with criminals. It was terrible. And then we got here businessman KT Molefe and hitman Musa Kekana were at the Alexandra Magistrate Court. So this was an old picture regarding to what is happening here. It's very bad. It's a wild, wild west where criminals are running the country. According to experts, South Africa has got a syndicate in every sector. So there's a syndicate running in every sector. Hence, the country is not going well. So there's a need for Mkwanazi to come out and do the thing everywhere. Mkwanazi must come and do everything. So let's see what else is here. Cops versus cops, handcuffs out. So this is the situation inside the Mnangagwa Commission, and also all the other investigations that are taking place here. I can assure you, I've stayed in South Africa for a very long time. Like, I came here in 2006. What is happening now has never happened. But at the end of the day, nothing is going to get fixed. The syndicates are too powerful. There's no way that anyone can stop what is happening in this country. In fact, it is estimated that South Africa will eventually become a cartel state. I don't know if it is Colombia or what, like one of those countries. That's what it's going to become, because everything is a cartel. There is someone who is running, a kingpin running something somewhere. That is what has been said. And these commissions, when they end, you're going to see the end result. Inconclusive. That is what is going to happen. It's inconclusive because there is too many top people at the top. And then let's look at the deputy president of South Africa. Lotto ties just gossip. So the South African deputy president says he's got no direct or indirect financial interest in Sizekaya, the company that has been awarded the Lotto tender. That is every year, if I'm not mistaken, 70 billion rands, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see what I'm talking about. Do not worry about it. Do not try to fix it. If it's broken, don't fix it. That is the current situation right here in South Africa. Then let's go to our people. I'm going to look at our people on Facebook. Some of the most interesting news in our country comes from people. And these are the people that are running our country. Very few. Zimbabwe is being run by less than 10 people. So, and the name Darawang who calls me and say, Gambakwe, do you know that Zimbabwe is run by less than 10 people? And I say, Mdara, I didn't know. Tell me the 10. And he never says. He never tells me which are the 10 people running Zimbabwe. Then let's see Minnie, what she says. I hope that she doesn't have music. Let's see.
So what does being a total woman mean to us today? Then, a woman was expected to be devoted, graceful, and loyal. You are still expected to do that. Be it to your husband, to your children, to your community, and to your nation. A total woman is not only a wife or a mother. She is also a sister. She is a leader, and she is a powerhouse.
Okay, so go check it out. So go check it out on her Facebook. Very interesting. She's just about to go through some of the most difficult times of her life. You're going to see what Mnangagwa is going to do to her. Then let's go to Madam Boss. Madam Boss, Ndanyepa Here. Madam Boss, I was watching her with Kundai. I was so sad to hear what she was saying. So she was saying her and her mother, they did not have a home. So they used to live from one person's home to another person's home, keeping those people's houses. And eventually her mother died at someone else's home. Go and watch that video done with Madam Boss and Kundai. Kundai, one of the first guys on Gambakwe. I like Kundai very much. Like when he started out, before social media was big, there was Gambakwe. Gambakwe was one of the biggest platforms. And we so happen to have almost everyone in social media who you know, and someone passed through Gambakwe platforms. And listen to the story of Madam Boss and what she's gone through. You can feel sorry for her. but it's even more interesting how much work she's done to bring herself to where she is. So amazing stuff, and also amazing stuff, the work that Kunda is doing. I don't know what has happened to Zigo. I have not seen Zigo for months. So let's see what Zigo is doing. I'll check it out later. But let's go to our next people. I know that you're all awaiting our next person, who is Chido Sanyatwe. Every day, I like to look at her. Did she post anything today? Let's look at Chido Sanyatwe. Honorable Chido Sanyatwe, what did she post today? I'm looking, nothing. Let's look at President Mnangagwa. He's traveled to Oman. He arrived in Oman, if I'm not mistaken, today. I'm not seeing him posting. Normally, President Mnangagwa doesn't post if he's flying, so I'm not seeing anything here. President Hakainde Hichilema, let's see if he's posted. No, same picture from yesterday. Let's look at SADC. As you are aware, there's an election in Tanzania, so let's see what they've said. Call for entries for the 2026 SADC Secondary School Essay Competition. So these are very important. If you win this thing, you're a boss. You're a boss. If you win an essay competition in high school, you're a boss. So let me tell you what I won. When I was very young, I entered an essay competition called the, I think it was Simas Mission Malaria Competition. I won that thing. I was number 3, and I think I won it with Saungweme, another girl, I in Saungweme Komtari. So we put on the train and went to Harare. We stayed at a hotel. I think it was called George Hotel at Avondo, if I'm not mistaken, because I was one of the 3 national winners over there. I can't remember the other girl, but I'm sure when I go home, I'll find the pictures of the whole thing. So enter this competition. Of course, no one here is watching who is in school. I don't expect school kids to be watching this at the moment, but if you're a father, you know what to do. And then the SADC has also shown the army, or the armies here of Zambia. So most of the guys you see here, they're in the security structures of Zambia. So that is amazing. When I was arrested in Zambia, the police drove me to the top brass of the police. So all the top police of Zambia. Then they put me in a room with those guys, and they says, Gambakwe, what exactly are you trying to do? So that is what happened. And the Zambian guys, very nice. I like them. I always feel safe when I'm in Zambia. Now let's go to X and look at Chamisa, my homeboy. What is Chamisa doing today? So let's look at Chamisa, and then we're out. So x.com, Nelson Chamisa. On Friday, we got a big announcement. We're going to be moving or making big moves. I'm trying to look at this thing here. This news you're seeing here about Kudzai Mutisi, it's coming from Gambakwe long back. So I don't know whether people are taking old stories from us or what, but this is not new. Let's look at Chamisa. And by the way, I don't know these guys. I've got people who run the website. So Nelson Chamisa, today in history, that is when someone tried to kill him. I don't know. That is still the same from yesterday. So there's nothing new here. Let's look at Sanyatwe. What is Sanyatwe planning to do? Anselam Sanyatwe. What did I do? Did I spell it wrong? Sanyatwe, yes. Wa Sanyatwe. Warrior Omutari. Let's see. Honorable General, the same thing yesterday. And then trained up kuna Wa Opa Muchinguri. Wa Opa won a Twitter. She's one of the only few people with the Twitter. Let's see what she said. 19 October. Wa Opa says, from accompanying His Excellency the President of First Secretary of ZANU-PF, Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa at the tree planting ceremony. That is the last tweet she did here. Wa Opa Muchinguri. Warko Dakwita Vice. So you can see here over here, and then First Lady of Zimbabwe, Auxilia Mnangagwa. I'm going to meet Auxilia Mnangagwa one day, guys. Then Motara now. Let's see, 19 October, the same. So that is the last tweet that we showed. yesterday here. I think we've covered everything. There's nothing new. Many people are resting after a very, very big week. And you are looking here at the new logo. So if you go to our website, m31zimbabwe.com, you will see that we've done a new logo. It was not done by me. It was done by the other guys. What a stunning logo. So you're going to be seeing this logo in future elections. So what we're planning to do is want to push hard. We've got a good manifesto. We've got a good team. Gambakwe is one of the most visible people and the most qualified person to be president. So 2028, Tiangena, we're coming in and we've got a plan. So look forward to one of the most amazing races. And as I said Friday, we've got a big announcement. And that is to do with our manifesto here. 1,500 tax-free, 160 new towns, high-speed rail, only 8 ministries, army guys, police, intelligence, prison service, police, teachers, nurses. You're going to get houses. You're going to be deployed close to home. We're going to develop our country. Homecoming, we want every single Zimbabwean back home. By 2030, we don't want a single Zimbabwean anywhere. Dudula, we're going to give you a job in Zimbabwe. That is how our country is going to do, and we're going to have a tourism-based economy. So we are doing so well. Our plans are so good, and Zimbabwe is amazing. There is no country like Zimbabwe. I believe it, guys. When I hear reports that Zimbabwe is the best country and all that, I do believe it. It's not false. So if you hear someone saying Zimbabwe is the best country to visit, Zimbabwe is this, it's actually true. The smallest country with the most, but underdeveloped, 45 years of mismanagement. We're going to fix it. And it starts with good leadership. We want people to take up leadership. Currently, we've got reluctant leaders, people that hide, people that are afraid, people that lead us into oblivion. And Mnangagwa, they are leading us into oblivion. Mnangagwa, oda kuita 2030, oda kuita chicha usina kubva 2017. Naiwa opa bvunzaiwo waMnangagwa kuti wanoda kuita chii kuna 2028, 2029, 2030 chawakatadza kuita 2017, 2018, 2019 ndoita 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024 wakomana vanhu vari kutamba nesu. So that is what we want to do. We want to fix Zimbabwe. We are going to create one of the best countries. This is good too. This is how it's going to look. And we're going to do it. Young people, take up responsibility. Do not be afraid. God is in it. So God is in it. Let's look at the comment. My youth, just rise and remove all these dictators out. Mkoma Temba, what we're doing now is to focus on the elections. I would like to thank Mdara Maduku. He's doing so well. Go and check out the video interview that he did yesterday. Maduku is probably one of the most underrated persons in Zimbabwe. He said that Mnangagwa is not going to go to 2030. Agenda BT said Mnangagwa is not going to 2030. Even Monzora said Mnangagwa is not going to 2030. The only person who has not said it is Chamisa. I want to see Chamisa saying Mnangagwa is not going to 2030. That is what we want. We want that statement to come out. There is no doubt that the time for change has arrived. We don't want another 5 years of Mnangagwa. Your time is up. Mnangagwa, your time is up. And young people, do not allow it. It's a generational duty to make sure that Mnangagwa doesn't go to 2030. If you're in government, if you're in parliament, if you're in any of these structures, don't allow Mnangagwa to go to 2030. We won't allow it. And it's not illegal to say Mnangagwa must not go to 2030. It's unconstitutional. So don't allow him. There is no person in the country who is allowed to do what he's trying to do. It's illegal. Then ED akabroka. That is God is. Mnandireza na Mnangagwa pandenda kuZimbabwe hapa. Ndozonzi wa Gambakwe. Imbouya ikuno timbokuonai. Kuda kumbozwa kuti manga muchiti chipaya. And then let's go to other things. Mve, So guys, today I've got an important announcement. We're going to have a new tree we're starting. So we're starting a new tree. And I would like to ask all the guys in Harare to support us. I'm going to send the new package to Harare. So Harare has never received this tree, but it's smaller. So we've got a smaller packet coming to Harare. Unfortunately, we're no longer doing the big packet. Our sponsors no longer do it. So please, when we send our packets next week, just buy from us and I'll reduce the price. So Harare, I'm going to give you a special price starting next week. We're going to do a special. And then I also want to ask for support. Guys, support us. We want to have some funds for M31 Gambakwe 2028. We want to start our programs, and we've been approaching people to help us with funding. We're trying to raise $1.2 million. So we've gone out to a lot of people. So do not be afraid. Call me or WhatsApp me. Let's work together and let's have a powerful political opposition party. Don't wait for Chamisa. It's not going to launch. Chamisa will never launch. Today is the 21st. On the 6th, I told you, he's going to come and say, I will launch. Nothing will launch. The reason why he's not launching is he does not know what to do. So Chamisa does not know what to do. Chiwenga does not know what to do. Two of them, they don't know what to do. Don't leave your future in the hands of people that don't have a plan. And you struggle. So Gambakwe is going to come. We've got no doubt. We're going to go into the election. And as I said, on Friday, I've got a big announcement to make. We're going to do very, very well. I saw your pictures looking good. You're looking good. Please, Msati Nyadzisa Parliament. Toda one wanumboti. Nai wa Mnangagwa. Moda kudi. Muna 2028, 2029, 2030. Shamusina kuita. Kuvakuna 2017. Let's stop this madness. The people that are pushing the 2030 agenda, they're very few. And they can't win against us. They will lose. They're going to lose very badly. It will never happen. I can assure you, it will never happen. We'll stop it. All right. Now let's go back to what I started. We said today Parliament is going to be opening. And then we're expecting the beginning of the 2030 agenda. What a beautiful parliament. Probably the most beautiful parliament ever. Zimbabwe is doing so well. The problem is connection. If things are not connected and no devolution. One of the things I want to do as soon as we get into office is to take away centralization. Every region is going to have a premier or a governor. And you'll be able to run your own budget. You'll be able to do your own things independent of the central government. The law is already there. Devolution law is already there. We're going to fully implement devolution, and the central government's job would be to do the important things, not to find out if the Ministry of Youth is doing something at Kezi or those kind of things. So we want people to do well, and devolution. There will be multiple positions. People in their areas will do well in their areas, and that is how we plan to do it. Okay, I think that is amazing. 38 minutes. I'm talking longer than Makandiwa. Makandiwa. I saw that he said the world is going to come in the end. So go check it out. And let's see, Kuti Chiwenga, is he out of hospital? I didn't check that out. I've been so busy. And I'll see you guys later during the day. Normally I come here once during the day if something happens during the day. So that is important. Okay, I think I've covered everything. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll see you again a little bit later, let's say around 2 or somewhere there. And a good day to you all.